Hi, it's Leah here from the Centre of Key. In today's class, we're focusing on the hips, so working on opening the hips, releasing tension, and creating some more mobility in that very important hip joint. Let's get on our mat and get started. Lovely. All right, so sitting on our bottom, we're going to start with the feet a bit wider than the hips. Have your hands behind you for a bit of support there. Okay, so feet nice and wide. Try and roll the shoulders a little bit back so the chest is open. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just dropping the knees over to one side. Breathe in, lift them up, and then exhale, drop them to the other side. So kind of like windscreen wipers. Breathe in, up, exhale over. Keep trying to roll the shoulders back. Breathe in, up, exhale, knees going over. Breathe in, up. Let's try 6 a little faster. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Coming up to center. Let's bring the feet side by side now, knees together. So we're going to do a similar thing, but with the knees squeezing to bring some pressure into the belly. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, take the knees to one side, pull the shoulder back. Breathe in, up, take the knees the other way. Make sure the feet are stacked so they don't slide apart. Breathe in, up, exhale, knees over. Knees are glued together. Breathe in, up, exhale, knees go over, and up, and let's do 6 more. So 1, keep pushing the chest forwards, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lovely stuff. All right, so straighten one leg out, keep the other knee bent. I'm just going to tap on the thigh muscles all over. Just wanting to loosen up these muscles a little bit, and tapping is a really great way to do that. And then we're just going to roll over and work into that buttock now with the fist as well. So all over. That's it. Keep breathing as you're doing this. Releasing tension with the breath out. Awesome. All right, we're going to stay on that leg that we were just on, and now pull that foot up. We're trying to pull the foot towards the belly. Now, so see how you go. If your knee is pinching, please be very careful with this. But we're going to try and pull the knee up, the foot to the belly. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, try to press the knee down. Inhale, let it soften. Exhale, pull the foot up, press the knee down. Just see how you go. Breathe in, soften. Exhale. If you have very tight hips, this will be challenging. Inhale up, but we just keep practicing. And exhale down. Let's do one more. Breathe in. And breathe out, pull the foot in, press the knee down. Lovely. All right, so we're going to hold the foot with one hand, the knee with the other, and we're just rocking. Now pull the toes back on the foot that you're holding, rocking side to side, feeling that through the hip. If you want to go a little stronger, then wrap your elbows around. So your foot is in the elbow, the knee is in the elbow, and we're rocking side to side like that. Awesome. All right, and then we're just going to hold over the toes on the same side. Place the other hand on the knee. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, just stretching out, pulling the toes back, pressing the knee away. Breathe in, bring it in. Exhale, taking it out. One more breath in, let it bend, and then exhale, pressing it away. Lovely. And then just let your leg go. Just feel the difference from one side to the other. You might feel some energy through that hip and buttock area. All right, so let's do the tapping on the other leg. So tapping, hip breathing, of course. As you're doing this, breathe out the tension. Tap, tap, tap. That's it. All over, and then getting into that buttock with the fist now. All over. That's it. Finding any sore bits, maybe tapping into that a little bit more. Keep breathing out, letting go. Excellent stuff. All right, so we're going to grab the foot now, pulling it towards the belly, holding the knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, pressing the knee down. Again, just be careful if the knee's pinching. Exhale, push down. Only go as far as is comfortable. Inhale up. Exhale, press down, pulling the foot towards the belly, the knee towards the floor. Inhale, just 2 more. Exhale, pull it in. So this is my tighter side. It doesn't quite cooperate as much, so I'm just going a bit more gently. 1 more breath in, and then exhale, pressing down. Good. All right, and then holding the foot and the knee, we just rock side to side. You can wrap if you like and rock that way, up to you. Just keep breathing. If you are using your elbows, and try and lift up through the spine, don't sag the chest. Always working on lifting the spine, really important, and engaging the belly at the same time. All right, and then we're going to hold over that foot, place the other hand on the knee, take a breath in, and exhale, pushing it away. Breathe in, let it soften. Exhale, pushing away. Lovely. One more breath in, and exhale. Lovely. And then bringing the leg down. And we're going to lie down on our backs. So just take a moment there. Oh, that's it. Good stuff. All right, so legs out straight, arms are beside you, palms are up, just feeling the breath in the lower body maybe, or at least getting a sense of energy moving through the lower body. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to interlace our hands behind our head, elbows are out to the sides, feet about shoulder width wide. So have a look down at your legs, see how wide they are. You want your feet about shoulder width. We're going to pull the toes back nice and strongly. So you want to feel the backs of the legs lengthen. Take a breath in there. And as you exhale, squeezing your bottom. So we're trying to lift the hips off the mat. Inhale, come back. Try and relax as you come down, and then exhale, squeezing up. Now pull your toes back super strongly. Breathe in, come back. Let's try one more. Exhale, squeezing up. We're going to stay up. Breathe in. As you exhale, roll the hips to the right. Try and roll the right hip to the floor. Breathe in, up. Exhale, roll the hips to the left. Now try not to move the feet. The feet don't move. Inhale up, exhale, hips roll to the right. Pull the toes back strongly. Breathe in, up, exhale, rolling to the left. Lovely. Breathe in, come up, and then gently down. Lovely. Let everything go. Arms and legs. Give it a moment. Breathing in through the nose. Letting the breath out whatever way you like, nose or mouth, whatever feels comfortable. Beautiful. All right, so let's take the feet a little wider, maybe as wide as your mat, or just a tiny bit wider, depending on how narrow your mat is. All right, hands again interlaced. We're going to repeat that now with just the legs in this position. So toes are back, breath in, and exhale, squeeze the bottom again, trying to lift off the floor. Inhale, coming down. Exhale, lift, chin to the chest, toes pulling back, feel the back squeeze. Breathe in, come back, there's one more. And exhale, lifting up. So the squeeze is in the bottom and the back. Take a breath in. And exhale, roll the hips to the right again. Breathe in, up. Exhale, roll the hips left. Try not to let the feet move. And up as you inhale, exhale to the right, isolating the hips. Inhale, up, exhale to the left. Lovely, and coming up. And then coming down. Let everything go again. Give that a moment to relax. Breathe down into the belly and back. All right, we're going to do one more. This time legs even wider. So the wider the legs go, the lower down the back we're working. So deep into the sacrum now. Pull the toes back strongly. Hands again interlace behind the head. Push through your heels. Take a breath in. Exhale, squeeze the bottom strongly. Try to lift off the floor. Even if you can't lift, squeeze. Breathe in, come back, relax. Exhale, squeezing up. Good. One more breath in. And then exhale, squeezing up. We're going to stay up here. Take a breath in. Exhale, roll the right hip down, even if you can't get very far. Breathe in, up. Exhale, roll the left hip down, really isolating the hips. And up. Two more. Exhale, rolling down. Lovely. Breathe in, up. Last one. Exhale, roll. Pull the toes back more strongly. Breathe in up to center. And then exhale. Let that go. Lovely. Bring the legs in. Let your arms go. Palms up. Well done. Again, just take a few moments to breathe. Feeling the work you've done through the hips there. Quite strong work. All right, so we're going to try and open the hips a little differently now. So I want you to take your arms out to the sides with the palms into the floor. Hands in line with shoulders. Have a look. So a lot of people take the arms up so the hands come above the shoulders. I want you to slide them so they're maybe even just slightly below shoulder height. All right, so legs are together, pulling the toes back, tucking the chin to the chest. So take a breath in there. As you exhale, just raising one leg up towards the ceiling. Push the heel away. So we're just going to practice the leg first. Inhale down. Exhale the other leg. Push through the heels. Push down through the hands. Inhale back. Exhale lift. So as the right leg goes up, don't let the left knee bend. Push the left heel away strongly. Breathe in down. Exhale, left leg lifting. Again, don't let the right knee lift. Push it away strongly. Good. And back. Let's do two more. Exhale, right leg lifting, both heels stretching. Inhale down, exhale, left leg lifting. Lovely, and then come down. All right, so just soften the legs for a moment. Keep the hands there. Breathe down into the belly. So now we're going to do the hip work. So toes are back again, chin to the chest, breath in. Exhale, right leg goes up. Now we want to keep the leg up there. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, take your right foot towards your right hand and keep pushing your left heel away so the left hip doesn't lift. Breathe in, come up. And now exhale, take the right foot across to your left hand, but don't let this bottom leg rotate. Keep pulling the toes back, pushing out through the heel. Breathe in, up. Exhale, take the right foot to the right hand, push it away strongly. Breathe in, up, exhale, come across to the left side, keep working that bottom leg, and up, let's swing 8 more. So 1, 2, inhale up, exhale, 3, 4, breathe in, up, exhale, 5, 6, 7, and 8, coming all the way up, and then gently lower that leg. Lovely, so just straighten yourself out, keep the hands to the sides. Just notice now how that right leg, hip, belly feels after that swing. And we get to do the other side now. So legs together, toes back, chin to chest, palms into the floor. Take a breath in and exhale, left leg lifting up now. Staying up there, breathe in. Exhale, take the left foot towards your left hand. Keep pushing your right heel away super strongly. Breathe in, come up. Exhale, come across, left foot towards your right hand. Breathe in, up. Exhale, out to the left again. Push the right leg away, don't let it roll. Breathe in, up. Exhale, come across the body, feeling that side hip stretch. And up, and let's swing 8. 1, 2, with the breath. 3, inhale up. Exhale, 4, 5, 6, toes back. 7, and 8, take the leg all the way up and then gently lower down. Lovely stuff. So let your arms go now as well. Let the legs relax and soften. Breathe deeply, letting everything go. Just noticing those low hips now, feeling that ball and socket joint. Very nice. All right, so let's bend the right knee up. Take your right foot out wide, as wide as it can go so you can grab your ankle. And then throw your left arm above your head, away from you. That's it. So we're stretching through that left side. Pull the toes back. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, dropping your right knee down towards your straight leg. Breathe in, lift the knee. Exhale, drop the knee down. Good. Breathe in, lift the knee. Let's do 6 little bounces. 1, 2, with the breath, exhale. 3, inhale up. 4, 5, and 6. Lovely. And we're just going to hold and breathe here for a few breaths, allowing the hip and the thigh to lengthen. If the knee can touch the floor, then press it down. If you can pull on your ankle a little bit, then do so. Keep lengthening through that left side of the body. Breathe into the belly, feel the whole front expanding. As you exhale, draw the belly in. So we're going to stay here. Bring the arm forwards now. So the palm is facing inwards, the arm is lifting up. We're going to take a breath in. And as you exhale, just pulling on your ankle, feeling the fingers come forwards. Feel the belly squeeze. Breathe in, come back. Just 2 more like that. Exhale and keep pulling on your ankle. As you lift your head off the floor, pull the toes back on your straight leg. Breathe in, come back. There's 1 more. And exhale, breathing out. Stretch the fingers, pull the toes back, tuck the chin in. And then come down and unravel that side. Again, just let that go for a moment. Notice how that feels. Feeling the hips starting to unravel a little bit more. The thigh muscles lengthening. Alright, let's try the other side. So bend the left knee, take it out wide. Stretch your right arm above your head. Pull the toes back. Take a breath in and exhale, dropping the knee in and down. Breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, knee goes down, trying to get the knee to touch the floor. Inhale up and 6 more. 1, 2, with the breath. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. And we're staying here and holding and breathing. So even if your knee isn't anywhere near the floor, that's fine. Just keep breathing, allow it to relax. Over time, the more you practice, the knee and the thigh and the hip will start to lengthen and open. It's just like anything, the more we practice, and I don't mean just once a week, I mean every day, even twice a day. If you're really struggling with this and you want some movement to happen, we just can't expect miracles. If we don't do the work, it's not going to happen. Alright, so let's bring the right arm in front, palm facing in, pulling on your left ankle with your left hand. Toes are back on the right leg. Breath in. And as you exhale, lifting up, pull on the left ankle a little bit more. Good. Breathe in, come back. And again, exhale, squeeze. Pull on the ankle, pull the toes back. Good stuff. 1 more breath in. And exhale, lifting the head, looking to the straight leg foot. Pull on the ankle. And then coming all the way down. Let's release and let that go. Again, give that a moment. Starting to feel a bit more unraveling through that lower body. Breathing in through the nose. Maybe even breathing out through the nose now as well. Alright, so let's just squeeze into the hips a little more by bending the knees up, dropping the knees out wide now, and the hands again interlace behind the head, so elbows are out wide, and just let the knees hang, let them be nice and floppy. Alright, so we're going to lift and squeeze the bottom in a moment, but as you squeeze up, don't let the knees lift, alright, so focus on just the buttocks lifting, so it's a small movement. Alright, so taking a breath in, feel the feet press together gently, and exhale, squeeze your bottom so it might just hover a millimetre off the floor. The knees are nice and wide. Breathe in, come back. Exhale, squeeze that bottom strongly. Knees are nice and wide. Good. 2 more. Breath in. Try to soften as you breathe in, down. Exhale, squeeze the bottom strongly to lift yourself up. And there's 1 more. Breath in, down. Let it soften. And exhale, squeezing up. So we're going to stay up here. Take a breath in. As you exhale, just roll your hips so your right knee tries to get to the floor. The bottom is still off the ground. The feet are still squeezing together. Breathe into center. Exhale, drop the left knee down. The right knee will lift. The bottom is still lifting off the floor. Breathe in, come to center just slowly. Exhale, rolling the right knee down. Keep the feet pressing together. Keep the hips squeezing up. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left side now. Left knee dropping. Hips still squeezing. Let's do 2 more. Breath into center. Exhale, rolling that right knee down. Just moving slowly, feeling the body working. Breathe in, come back. There's 1 more. And exhale, squeezing over to the left. Lovely. Breathe into center. And then gently coming down. Lovely, draw the knees together and then let the legs go again. Give that a moment. Take a breath. Let it soften. Lovely stuff. Alright, so let's just gently bring the knees up to the chest, holding on there. Feel the lower back stretch. Take a breath in. Exhale, pulling the head to the knees, curling up. Lovely. Breathe in, come back. Let's do one more. Exhale, pulling the head to the knees, and then rocking and rolling forwards and back, and coming up onto the hands and knees now. Lovely stuff. Alright, so we're on all fours, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Take a breath in there, and as you exhale, just stretch the right leg out and away. So leg is in line with your back, so it's not up here, it's not drooping down, the knees aren't bent. Just allow the toes to lengthen, the leg to lengthen, and it's not lifting up, so try and level your hips. Push down through the hands, let the crown of the head lengthen, and we're just holding and breathing. Leg is long, bottom is holding you, belly is holding you. Toes in line with the leg, in line with the back. Hips are level. 2 more breaths. Lovely. All right, bring that knee down. Let's do the other leg. So take a breath in. Exhale, extend your left leg away now. Again, just check that it's not bending or lifting. It's in a nice straight line behind you. Not the hip isn't rolling upwards. The hips are level. And just breathing and holding. Arms are lengthening. Crown of the head lengthening. Toes are lengthening as well. Nice gentle breaths in and out through the nose. Two more breaths here. Beautiful, and then just gently bring that down. So keep the knees together. Let's look forwards about 1 meter in front of you on the floor. Try not to move the shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just dropping your hips to one side. Breathe in, up. Exhale, hips drop to the other side. And up. And let's do 6 bounces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lovely. Coming up. Let's take the knees wide now. Big toes touch, knees wide. Drop your bottom down towards your heels. And then stretching the arms forwards. Now if you can't get your head to the floor, then you can rest your head on your fists if you need to, or put a cushion under your head. But we just hold and breathe here, just feeling that openness through the hips. Lengthen the arms, so try not to let the elbows hang on the floor. Stretch out through the fingertips. Breathe down into the belly, into the back, into the hips. Awesome. All right, and then slowly curling up. We're going to come onto the back again. We're going to do a hip stretch on our back. Now you may want to use a belt or a strap for this one if you need it. Okay, so we're going to do a thread the needle stretch. So you're going to cross the right leg over the left. And what we want to do is lift the left foot up, and we want to take the right hand through this gap that the right leg makes to reach over onto the left knee. But we don't want to have the head up off the floor, so we want to make sure the head is flat on the ground. So if you can't grab your knee, then use your belt thread the hand through that hole and just grab that, and we pull the knee like so, holding onto the belt. Okay, so whatever version you can do. Alright, so let's get into that position. So right leg is bent, holding onto the left knee, the right hand through this gap under the right leg. And we just hold and breathe here. Now, with the right leg, this foot in front of your face, pull the toes back and gently squeeze the left knee towards the left chest. So we don't want the knee to come across to the center, the midline, or over to the right. So holding the left knee, pulling the left knee towards your left chest, pulling the toes back on the right foot, the foot that is in front of your face. And we're just taking some nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. And we should feel a lovely deep stretch through the buttocks, the outer thigh, hip area down here. Okay, so breathing in and out. Relax your shoulders. Just enjoying the discomfort maybe in this stretch. Working with your body. Try to soften as you breathe out. Keep lengthening through the spine. So feel the crown of the head to the tailbone, staying nice and long as you gently squeeze the left knee in closer and closer towards your chest. So whatever version you're in is fine, as long as your left knee stays on your left side and the toes are pulling back on the right foot. Beautiful. Alright, and then release the legs, let them go. We just have a rest in between before we come to the other side. And just give yourself a moment to feel the buttock and the hip soften and release. Feeling warm blood moving through. Breathe down into your belly. Let the upper body relax. Okay, so let's bend the knees up again. This time take the left leg across in front. Lift the right foot off the mat and the left hand goes through that gap to reach around over the right knee. If you can't reach with the head on the floor, then grab a belt or a rope and hold on using that. Alright, so pulling gently that right knee in towards us. The left foot toes are pulling back, making sure the right knee is coming to the right chest. Breathing through the nose, soften through the shoulders. And just notice if there's one particularly hard side. Generally there is a harder side. So for all the exercises in this class, if you found there was a harder side, just do more on the harder side to help loosen things up and balance things out. Keep breathing steadily. Feel the spine lengthen. Toes pull back on the left foot. Right knee coming into the right chest. Softening through the shoulders. That's it. Just a few more breaths. Nearly there. Toes pulling back. Right knee squeezing in, tailbone lengthening, chin to the chest. And then release and relax again. Let everything go. Straighten yourself out, palms are up. Beautiful work. Just feeling the breath, feeling the hips soften. In and out through the nose with the breath. Arms are soft beside you, palms are up. Just feeling that lovely warmth through the sacrum and the hips. and the lower belly. So you could stay and rest for a couple more minutes if you like. When you're ready, we're going to just bring the knees up. This time take the feet together, knees are wide, and try and reach around over the little toe side of the foot with our hands, and then just rocking left and right a little bit, trying to get the knee to tap the floor either side of you. And then coming back to the center, we're going to take a breath in and exhale, pulling the head to the feet to the head. Breathe in, come back. Let's do one more. Exhale, pulling up, and then see if we can rock and roll along the spine with the knees out wide, and then coming all the way up to sitting, however you can. Sitting comfortably to finish off. Let the hands rest in the lap. You can close your eyes here. Taking a breath in, letting it soften. Lovely. And then let's take a breath in, arms rising up. Exhale down. One more big breath in. And then exhale, hands to prayer pose. Lovely. Good. And if you wanted to practice, you could cross your legs and sit cross-legged. Maybe put a cushion under your hips, and you could sit comfortably like that for a few minutes. And then cross the legs the other way, just to work into the hips a little more if you felt like it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this class, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye for now.